You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio. Okay, this is for all you dog parents out there. What is our, well, I'd say number one concern, but it's really number two. Yep, all those number twos. I have an ingenious way to deal with all of the poop. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
Pet Life Radio, the number one pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome. Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to introduce Lai Qi. He is the creator of Scorpion Scooper. Welcome, Lai.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so excited to have you. Now, you created the Scorpion Scooper. Can you tell everybody what is that?
It is a very light and easy-to-use single-hand poop scoopers. Can help people easily pick up their dog poop, their backyard in one hand. Very easy use action.
Everybody that has a dog, they have to pick up poop. I mean, whether it's, even in your yard, you have to either, pick it up. Most of us walk our dogs. We have to pick it up. Most of us, I'd like to think all of us pet parents are very responsible in picking up the poop, but we hate touching it. And even if you have a bag, chances are at some point it will have a hole in it and you will get the poop on your hand, which is disgusting, gross, yuck. What I love about the Scorpion Scooper and what I think is very different is that there's a bag attached. So you don't have to touch it and you don't have to get the poop on anything that you have to wash off afterwards.
That's right, Michelle. The difference between Scorpion Scooper from the regular scooper is the regular scooper can pick up, but you still need to find a trash can or use your another hand to hold a bag to dump the poop, and afterwards you have to wash the scooper to get rid of the smell. But for the Scorpion Scooper, it has a bag attached to the scooper, actually cover the scooper head. So it not only just pick up, it pick up the poop right into the bag, and the scooper is clean. So and after the pickup, you can still close the scooper so that keep the smell inside. You can keep walking until you reach a trash can to dump the bag, and you won't smell anything.
It's a great idea, and it's even handy. I generally walk 2 of the test crew, Mr. Z and Nikki, at one time, and I've actually had some testers that walk 3 dogs at a time, and they didn't have a problem using the scooper. Even with that many dogs, it was easier than just using, the hand or the other type of shovel scooper.
Right. Usually the scooper needs both hands to work on, and it's impossible for dog owners to carry with both hands with several dogs.
What inspired you to create the Scorpion Scooper?
Okay, that's a good question. I'm a research scientist working on solar cells, and I won 2 national awards for my research on solar cells. It's funny how it changed into a poop scooper. It was 2 years ago. So when we had our first dog, and I realized I love the dog. All our family love the dog. But only one thing I really don't like, and nobody else like it, is cleaning the waste. So I think, we can send a human to moon and send satellite into orbit, outer space. There's got to be some easier way to pick up dog poops. So that's how everything started. And I designed the pattern. I found an investor. They like the idea. They think that this is really something can help millions of people, even not hundreds of millions of people around the world. So this is how Scorpion Scooper started, and then we just came into the market last month. So it's very, very new product.
I love not having to get dog poop on my hands. I love that it doesn't stay. There's shovel type products and it sticks to that and you have to hose it off. And while you're walking around, there's poop on that. So you have to be careful it doesn't get on you, get on the dog. And I just think it's a great idea. Now, from solar cells to pooper scooper, what a difference. Now, do you have any dogs?
Yeah, we have a lab.
Oh, well, then you have big poop. Well, it depends. Yeah. I mean, I have Mr. Z and Nikki. Nikki's like 15 pounds. Mr. Z's like 50. And actually, their poop is not that much difference in size. I think Nikki is just a poop machine. He's little, but there's a lot that comes out of him. But your pooper scooper can be used for little dogs. And have you tried it on, Great Danes? Can it hold that much poop?
Great Dane probably is a little bit hard. We have a different version coming out with bigger scooper head, bigger opening, bigger back, and the mechanism are the same. And but with the current scooper, it works fine, and for dogs up to 50, 60 pounds, we tested it, no problem. But dog is different from dog to dog. They're different. So some dogs, even small, they poop a lot, big, and some dogs, big dogs, still poop okay.
It's funny. You think about the size of poop. I guess, with your new one, I mean, not as many people have huge dogs because they do require, your Irish Wolfhounds and your Great Danes, they require more space. So,
right.
But it's funny that the size of the dog, I mean, there's a difference of 30 pounds at least between Mr. Z and Nikki, and yet their poop is about the same, which shocks me.
Right, because each dog has different digestive system. Some digest faster, just like human. Some big person, but not eat much. But some small person, smaller size, but they eat more. It's just different.
That's so interesting. Now, the pooper scooper, you have some new ones coming out. What's going to be coming out in the future? Different sizes, different colors?
Yeah, we can make different colors because right now we prefer the black color. It looks more decent, more robust. Actually, the material we use is the best material people can find on the market. It's fiber reinforced nylon, super strong. And so that's why we make scoopers so small, so light. It weighs only 9 ounces. The regular scooper you find from Petco or PetSmart, they weigh usually about 1 pound. So it's heavy to carry. But our scoopers are only half the size, half the weight. So it's a lot easier to carry. And for the future, we can make a different color. We have retailers come to us requesting different color. We can make it even pink, red, yellow, to make it more appealing to different customers.
Okay, I have another thing that I think is a good point. Some people, when they're walking dogs now, there's some people that are disabled that use dogs. We have a great show, Working Like Dogs, and amazing show host, and she is a working dog. And, people that have working dogs care for their working dogs, and they need, certain sizes because they can't
right.
Necessarily move like a person that's, regularly abled. And there's some people that for some reason maybe can't bend over all the way. Now, your scooper is good for if you can't bend over, if you are in a chair for some reason or whatever. You can use it. How far does it reach?
Right. Michelle, you are absolutely right here. Our products will be ideal for those people with some difficulty bending or be sitting in a chair. And so our scooper has come with different sizes. One size is 2 feet long. The other size is nearly 3 feet long. 3 feet long fit perfectly for people over 6 feet tall. And almost no bending, no touching. And the 2 feet long for people with a little bit shorter height. And for people, for example, people sitting in a wheelchair, 2 feet will be perfect. The size, the difference, the length.
It also comes with special bags. Now, do you need a certain bag to use for your scooper?
Right, that's good questions. I need our Scorpion scooper bag. But one of the good things with the scooper is if you have regular pooper bags, You can still use the regular bag on a scorpion scooper. You just need to use a pencil to pinch several holes so the bag can hang on the scooper. But we do recommend our scorpion scooper bag because the holes already been punched in. It's precisely the distance and the size, and will work perfectly with the scooper. Our scorpion scooper bag costs only 5 cents for each bag. It's cheaper than regular bag people can find from Petco or PetSmart.
Okay, so it's better to use, people can use other bags, but yours are specially made, so they're going to hold on better. But if they're in between orders and, you still have to pick up the poop, you can kind of adjust a regular bag and it'll work.
That's right.
Okay. Now, everybody's listening saying, great idea. Where can I find this? So where can we find scorpion scoopers?
You can find our products online, like Amazon, eBay, our own website. Also, we have nearly 100 local stores carry our products, and we will soon be on Sky Mall, shop headquarters, some big research channel.
Okay, wonderful. And your website is?
scorpionscooper.com.
Okay, wonderful. And everybody that's listening, as always, at the end of every episode, for each segment, there is a picture of the product, a small blurb about the product, and a link to the website. So it's scorpionscooper.com, but if you're driving, you're running, whatever, we're glad you're listening. Always go on petliferadio.com, go to Best Bets for Pets, or do a search on the site for, Scorpion Scooper, and you'll get the link and it'll pop up. So, Lai, besides the importance of being, good pet parents, why do we need to pick up our pet poop, even if it's in our own grass at home? Maybe it's our yard and we just wait and get lazy. Why do we need to pick up our number 2s that our fur babies make out there?
That's a good question, Michelle. Actually, some people think dog poops, just like regular poops, they're fertilizers to the grass. But actually, that's not true. Dog poops are very acidic. Dog poop can kill the grass and create those yellow spots. And then, more importantly, dog poop have the highest density of germs, bacteria, even virus. So those viruses can be easily spread out by flies, bugs, even sent back to the human. And unpicked dog poop has another problem. It causes the contamination in the city's underground water system. The rains, your sprinkler can wash the dog poop into the underground water system, cause the more wider spread of the virus of the bacteria. So it's better pick up the dog poop instead of leave there.
Well said. Well said. People don't realize that they're not only being not good pet parents, but they're actually doing harm to themselves in a way by not picking up after their dog, because there's always when you pick up, there's some residue, and that's a small amount that's going to be there because you can't get everything, especially if you have, the sick fur babies, number 2s. Without going into detail about that. But you pick up what you can. There's always some residue. But if you don't pick it up, it can harm us. So thank goodness for Scorpion Scooper, because now we don't even have to touch it, and we don't even have to bend over. We can even be sort of lazy, good pet parent pooper scoopers and get all of that up. It's great product, great invention. I'd like to thank Lai for coming on Best Bets for Pets, telling us all about the Scorpion Scooper. I'd like to thank Mr. Z and Nikki for testing it. Good job, guys. You did your number 2s, and the mom was happy to pick it up with the Scorpion Scooper. I don't like when the bags have little tears, and that happens every so often. So thank you, Scorpion Scooper, for saving me from germs and the ease of picking up my number 2s. I'd like to thank Mr. Dennis for, he just nodded and made sure everything was going okay. He has his own litter box. And thanks to Mark Winter, my producer, for making me and my guests sound great. And thank you to everyone that's listening. We so appreciate it. As always, you can find out more information about the product and a link to the website on petliferadio.com. Just go to Best Bets for Pets and look for the product or do a search on the site. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with another great show.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
It's designerpetsweaters.com, the latest fashion trends for our furry friends. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit designerpetsweaters.com to order your four-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. designerpetsweaters.com.
Hi, this is Tim Link, animal communicator and pet expert and host of Animal Rights on Pet Life Radio. Have you ever wanted to know what your pet is really thinking? Do you want to find out if they truly understand what you're trying to tell them? Ever wish you could build a better understanding and closer relationship with your pet? Well, now you can. Learning to communicate with animals is a 4-part on-demand workshop. In the workshop, you'll learn the essential techniques that are necessary to communicate with animals, including what is animal communication, breathing correctly to achieve the perfect state to communicate with your animals at a deeper level, using guided meditation exercises and method to communicate with animals, and how to send and receive information from your animals. So if you're wanting to learn how to communicate and connect with your animals at a deeper level, visit petliferadio.com/workshop and purchase and download Learning to Communicate with Animals. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, this is Marcy Davis and my service dog Whistle, and we're your hosts of Working Like Dogs on Pet Life Radio. Working Like Dogs is the show where you can learn everything you ever wanted to know about working animals or working dogs. Whether you're a member of a working dog team or you've just seen a working dog or animal out at the mall or the grocery store and you're curious about how these amazing animals work with their human partners, then Working Like Dogs is the show for you. Join us for the inside scoop at Working Like Dogs on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, this is for everyone who is walking something, some fur baby out there. You know, we have dogs, we have cats. Some cats like to be walked. Dennis is okay with it. Ferrets, who knows? But we have this ingenious product coming up that will make it easier for you. I have with me Bill Feldman. He is the owner inventor of the Liberty Wristband. Welcome, Bill.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited about your product. Now, everybody that's listening is going, Liberty Wristband. What is Liberty Wristband? So what is it?
Well, it's a brilliant device, if I can humbly say this. It's something I stumbled on 3 years ago while walking my dog. I had a very primitive, raw version of this attached to my hand. It was just a sailing glove that had a snap shackle sewed to it, and I thought this might be a very good product for folks that want to have something attached to a leash so that they can have their hands free. So I had actually walked into a store, a very large pet store, and the manager just went to the moon about it. And hey, 3 years later, I developed it and spoke to probably thousands of dog owners since then. And it's had a tremendous favorable response to it. So I'm delighted that it's catching on.
The Liberty Wristband is basically, it's a Velcro attachment that goes on your wrist and it holds the dog's leash in very simplified terms, correct?
Yeah, well, there's a little more to it than that. The Velcro and the neoprene is mostly for comfort and for fit, which is very important. But more important than that is there's a metal clasp that I've designed which holds the leash. And that clasp is capable of holding more than one leash, and it's capable of releasing only manually. Under any load or any force, it will release with a quick and easy pull of a very small spring-loaded pin. So everything gives you peace of mind knowing that you can simply and easily get out of it if you have to, and that's a very important point by itself.
It is much more, of course, than a wristband holding leashes, but for everybody to get a visual, there's a picture of the product on the Best Bets for Pets website on this segment, and of course, you can see the product at libertywristband.com, but it's a Velcro piece around the wrist. The metal piece that you described attaching the leashes is great, and I love that it's quick release, just in case. And I just think that it's a great product because a lot of people are sometimes walking more than one dog. Sometimes, it's raining, you need a hand free, and holding the dogs and two dogs and an umbrella, that's a little difficult. There are people that are handicapped that they can wrap this around a chair and walk their dogs. So I think that can be really useful. What made you come up with the idea, Bill?
Well, it's funny, Michelle, all of the things that you've mentioned are fantastic benefits, which, in a nutshell, freeing your hands means so many things to people nowadays, for their cell phones, for their shopping bags, for to text someone, or just use their hands for a beverage. All of those great benefits are actually byproducts. What made me think of it was the primary purpose of this was actually the key to know that your dog would be safely tethered to your wrist. And I wanted it as close to your hand as possible, so in the event that you had to use your hand, you could. But what made me think of it was I could not stand the feeling, and I did not like the feeling of your hand being stressed all the time, holding on to the handle of a dog leash. So to answer your question simply, that was the problem that I wanted to solve for myself. And the problem was simply solved by having this metal clasp attached to this really nice piece of neoprene that was also attached to this piece of webbing, which is fitted around your wrist. And I worked on this for, only about 2.5 years until I had it perfected. And I went to dog parks, and I went to trade shows, and I went to any place there was a large population of dog walkers, and I asked people what they thought of it. And so again, the main reason I came up with this and kept going with it was that most people want to have the ability to be tethered to their animal and tethered to their dog. By all means, they do not want to let go. So this device relieves you of all responsibility to hold on. And that's the primary purpose of Liberty Wristband.
That's great and it also, since it's Velcroed, you can have it like a little bit below the wrist as well, even to a little bit by the forearm, or no?
Well, you can have it, I've seen people that put it around their belt loop. There's a very small point of attachment for a carabiner clip, and then you can put it on your belt loop. You can raise and adjust the wristband itself to have it on your forearm. Certainly, you can move it as far up your arm as you want to place it. I found that most of the people that have really enjoyed this product have it around their wrist and have it close to their hand, and there's a sense of comfort and a sense of awareness having the leash as close to your hand as possible in the event that you do have to grab it. But most people enjoy the fact that it's tethered to your wrist without at all taxing your hand or without employing your hand at all. There's nothing like it on the market, absolutely nothing like it. So that's the most interesting thing and the most encouraging thing about this product.
Is there a size dog that would be too large to hold with using the Liberty Wristband, or it really, any size dog is fine?
Any size dog is absolutely fine. In fact, when I was doing development with this, I'm a Navy guy and I've done a lot of sailing, and I wanted this to be overkill. And when I say that, I've experienced dogs up to 190 pounds during development with this. And first of all, I didn't want anyone to have any reservations about buying a product where if they had a very large dog or if they had a very small dog that pulled a lot. I wanted this to be completely, the term is overkill. I wanted this to be just a product that any size dog could be safely placed or tethered to this wristband without any issue. So that's my short answer.
Okay, and then also, some of us have gotten used to those retractable leashes, but trainers and I know dog walkers and especially the trainers, they always say the regular, leashes are better, so your dog is closer to you. That is what you should use. And I know some of those retractable leashes can actually injure you once they get tangled up. So this is another great way to have your dog close to you and also have use of your hands. So I think that's a great idea. I see a lot of people, and this is a common mistake, even if you're a pet parent for years, I see a lot of people wrapping leashes around their wrist. And if they're not wrapped a certain way, it's so easy to snap and injure your wrist. What are your comments on that?
Well, this is another fantastic benefit of this product, and it's something I found out during development that, of course, a lot of people out there who walk their dogs either do one of two things. They hold on tight because they don't want to let go, or they wrap it around their wrist, which is probably the worst thing that you can do. And any person with credentials or any person in the certified professional dog training world will attest to the dangers of that. So you spoke of the retractable leashes, which are on the decline, and they are very frowned upon by professional dog trainers for many reasons as well. The dog never has any sense of limitation or range. There are problems when the retractable leash does not function properly. But in essence, all of the benefits of Liberty Wristband and this product take into account that the leash is tethered to your wrist, the hand is not employed, and you do not have any tendency or need or requirement to wrap a leash around your hand. On top of that, you can get out of it at any moment very easily. And under any size load, any size dog, if the dog is tangled, if there's a safety mishap of some sort, you can easily get out of this device with the pull of a pin. And I'm quite proud of that feature of this device, which is mostly a peace of mind aspect of it. So that's my short answer to that question.
Those are some of the features that I think are fantastic, because we did quite a few tests with studio people and some other hosts in the studio that were here, and just different trial and error kind of things and comparisons. And what I like is when you have a leash wrapped around your wrist, there's a big chance of a jerk or just a snapping of the wrist, which always has scared me when I see that, leash wrapped around the wrist. With the Liberty Wristband, you have, first of all, it's a secure, tight device. And if a dog does jerk, it's more that your whole arm is being pulled. Your wrist is not being snapped. That was how it felt to me. And again, we did have some dogs that had a little play, tug, whatever. We tried the quick release, super easy to do. You just pull the little device, it opens up, the leash comes off. So it's very easy to get out of. I've seen people with leashes wrapped around their wrist where dogs get into it and they're literally end up with, a sore wrist, marks all over the wrist. So great idea, Bill. It's just great idea, super handy, and it's made in the U.S. So that's another great feature.
Well, I'm really proud of that, Michelle. Thanks. Obviously, and I mentioned I'm a Navy veteran, and my business partner, we're both Navy veterans, and we were really focused on the right price point, and we were quite focused on keeping this product made in the USA, and fortunately it worked out in our favor. But that was due to a lot of hard work to find the right manufacturer and things of that nature. So we're quite proud of everything that has to do with this and the work that has been involved with getting something so revolutionary to the market. It's just being received across the country as something that the market has never had before, and it solves a problem. And incidentally, all those things you mentioned with the shock absorption of the arm, the value of having this close to your hand and on your arm is tremendous. And your arm is the only appendage other than your legs, obviously, where you have the ability to retract and bend your arm and move it around from any angle that you want, as opposed to having it attached to your center of gravity or near your waist or any other part of your body, which is really not safe. So we're really happy that there's nothing like this device, and we're quite pleased that it's being received very well.
Well, I think it's a great product. Now, where can our listeners find out more about the Liberty Wristband, see it, and order it?
Well, it's offered on Amazon.com, and Liberty Wristband is also offered on the website, libertywristband.com. The amount of retail stores is growing on a daily basis. We're quite pleased with that. And if you don't see me and my dog Henry, who, by the way, Henry is responsible for this whole operation, and he inspired the product itself. So Henry would be upset at me if I didn't mention his name at least once. So he is everything behind the product.
Well, thanks, Henry. Thanks for inspiring such a great product. And thanks, Bill, so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about the Liberty Wristband.
Thanks for having me. This was fun.
I'd like to thank Bill for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about the Liberty Wristband. And I would like to thank Mr. Z and Nikki, and yes, even the dentist for all testing out the Liberty Wristband. Yes, the dentist, the cat, he does walk. He does the Come With Me Kitty harness, and he loves it. And I walked him with it. It was fun. He walks slow, but, it was still fun. And you can find out more, listeners, about the Liberty Wristband on Pet Life Radio, and just go to this segment of Best Bets for Pets, and there'll be a link and a picture of the product and a link to the website. I'd like to thank all my fans for listening and for checking out all of the products on Best Bets for Pets. We appreciate it. And any questions or anything, just shoot them over to Michelle at PetLifeRadio.com. Thanks so much for listening. There'll be more great products coming your way on Best Bets for Pets.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.